everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Homeschool Parents. We are excited to be here today. We've been actually working at this for a while now. We've had technical gremlins all over the place up in here today. So we're persisting, though. We are persistent, and I appreciate especially my awesome panel for sticking with me today. And, come heck or high water, since we're parents today, we won't use any cuss words, even though I wanted to use a choice words today. We're here, and we are so excited to be here and share with you our stories, so our experiences today. So let's jump right in, and we're going to share with you our awesome panel and just a little bit about us, our families, and why we chose to do what we're doing. And then we'll get to the next set of questions after that. Zabalina, you are amazing. You're the one who finally got us on air. Go ahead and take it away, girl.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Ron. Oh, my God, Michelle. Once again, it's like deja vu, because I think I just said this like 5 minutes ago, but I'll introduce myself again. It's no problem. I love sharing my story. Well, guys, yeah, I am, like you can read under there, I am an unconventional mama. I wasn't before. What is up with me? Why do I homeschool? How many kids do I have? How the heck do I do it and run a business at the same time? Well, I'm just going to go ahead and just introduce to you my children. I have a 17-year-old daughter, and I have a 14-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter. And we've been homeschooling now for about 5 years. In Florida, I had absolutely no idea that it existed. I live in New Jersey now. So I came across the whole homeschooling concept when I moved to New Jersey. And I was visiting a friend's house, and her daughter was just roaming around the house. She was 15 years old. It was like a Monday, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, why is your daughter home? And I mean, this girl, I love her because I would talk to her and just, she was just such a powerful individual. She had, her own ideas, and she was not afraid to talk to people. And I'm like, this girl is different. But, I went ahead and I asked her, Mom, why is your daughter home at 12 o'clock on a Monday? She should be in school. And she said, well, we homeschool. And I was like, ew, what's a homeschool? Why the heck would you be at home all day long with your kids? Like, who would do that? So funny how closed-minded we could be, right? Well, I looked into it, and I mean, I really looked into it for like about a year, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and try this. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll just stick the kids back in school. And we've been doing it for an entire year now, and I've learned so much from, since the very beginning. I've learned that not every family is the same. I've learned that there's so many different methods to homeschooling or unschooling, whatever it is that you would like to call it. I learned that every child learns differently, that one child is not going to learn like the other. It's been a ride and a half, and I'm excited to have you guys here because we have so much to share with you guys. We have new homeschoolers, we have baby homeschoolers, we have seasoned homeschooling parents, and I'm excited. I'm excited that you guys are here because you're going to learn so much. You're also going to learn how to homeschool and also how to make the time to generate an income online or from home. So that's super duper exciting to me, man. Y'all got the whole shebangs up in here. Thank you for having me, y'all. I'm excited. I love you all.
Thank you, Zabalina. I love your energy. You rock. And now we are going to jump on over, or down, I guess. She's down from Zabalina, to the beautiful Michelle. She's going to share her story and how she's just getting started with homeschooling, and she's going to share you a little bit about her why.
Thank you. Yes, I'm down from everybody. You guys are up and west of me. Oh, thank you so much. I am so glad to be here, and I would be, as Zabalina said, I'm the new homeschool mom, so I'm one of the newbies to adding into the group. I've got other children that have all done the whole public school route, and because in fact our 18-year-old daughter Brittany just graduated from public school, but Jackie, our little 4-year-old, she's getting into the whole preschool part of it and everything. So we are actually starting to do her homeschool unschooling now and get her going. She's got such a thirst for wanting to learn and everything, so I'm so grateful for all these veterans that are, been in a little bit longer than me, and the seasoned ones that I can then turn around and, learn which routes and take it off of how Jackie does things and from what you guys have learned and kind of, work in our own, customized thing that works best for her. And we love going around and doing the field trips and the learning and the history because there's so much of it that we can learn right here in the local areas on top of the rest of it. So that part of it, we've actually had a blast even actually starting that part ahead of time. So I am so happy to be here. I'm happy to incorporate all of this and being able to do everything from home and having her home. It actually makes it easier to even work from home too. So excited to be here. Thank you guys. Love you.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. And I saw the lovely Alicia kind of pop on, but I think she disappeared again. So she may have some tech gremlins she's working with still. All right. So there she is. All right, Alicia. And am I pronouncing your name right? I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Are you with us? We can't hear you, sweetie.
Oh, my microphone. On it.
There we go.
I just want to remind everybody too, if you're watching live on the website, go ahead and refresh your page.
Right. All right. We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was saying that I had some issue with my microphone.
You're breaking up a little bit, but I think
we can still hear you.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Make sure we're pronouncing your name right, and a little bit wider.
Actually, give me 1 second. I do have a better microphone thing that I'm going to go get real quick.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take it away then. My husband and I. So it's hard to believe, honey, but we've been doing this 8 years. 8 years. Yeah, because our oldest daughter's in 7th grade, and our kids have never been to public school. We've done a little bit of everything, I think, in our educational journey. We started off with virtual schools, and that was where our journey started. We actually, before we ever even had children, though, we knew we were going to homeschool. And we had met some people when we lived in the state of Washington through our church, and that was what they did to educate their children. A lot of the families there was to homeschool their kids, and we just saw how connected the families were, how
they got to spend a lot of time together.
No, that's right.
A lot of people.
But also, I kind of thought, I'm kind of like Zabalina. My original concept of homeschool was like backward kids that had no social interaction, and they were kind of misfits, oddball kind of kids. They were weird. So, we like weird now.
We're weird
in a unique way. We're unique. We're not weird, we're unique. So we decided once we saw real homeschool kids in action that that's what we were going to do when we had kids. And when it came time for our oldest daughter to start school, we started searching out curriculums and different things because we thought that's what we needed. And at the time, I think I did. I needed it to break through to homeschooling and unschooling and all that wonderful, untraditional stuff. So we did virtual schools. We did the K-12 Academy for 6 years, and so that's been our main part of the journey was through K-12. We jumped over and tried Connections Academy, and they're great curriculums. They're great schools. If you want looking to jump in and get going, it's great. It's a great way to do it. For us, it was not fitting our needs and what we were wanting for our family. It came to that point where we decided to break out and really be unconventional. And I'm just going to touch a little bit on why, because a lot in our public school systems, they teach our kids to pass that state test because their funding and everything is affected by that state test. And so it becomes such an important thing for them, and I understand kind of a little bit about it, but I don't agree with it. So we'll just put it that way. And I really don't agree with Common Core. And we'll maybe bring some of these topics up later in our later sessions. So, we decided to break out, and I had some awesome moms as mentors to me, Zabalina being one of them, and some other moms that aren't here today, that helped me to break out of that mindset of having to have a set curriculum. So we do things very unconventional now. We're kind of a mix of homeschool and unschool, and we'll get into what our typical days look like here in a few minutes. Alicia, how's your mic? Are you ready to introduce? Well, let me ask my husband. Do you want to add anything? I'm sorry, I'm just kind of still on the mic.
Let Alicia take it.
All right, Alicia.
I think it's okay. Can you guys hear me all right? Is that better?
You're a little quiet.
You're still quiet?
There you go. That's good.
All right. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I'm getting used to this little thing. So, all right. So, introduce myself. That's what I'm looking for. I'm Alicia. I'm in Louisiana. I'm homeschooling my 9-year-old. This is the first time he's been homeschooled, but I have homeschooled my older children who are 19 actually. My older one, I homeschooled him in the younger years and coming back to homeschooling. So kind of picking and choosing what to do. I'm using the K-12 program, which is actually makes it easier. But in the past, I know that I preferred the unschooling kind of philosophy. So we'll see where we go with it.
That's awesome. And am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Alicia.
All right. So I appreciate you all being here. Now we're going to jump right into what our typical or maybe not typical days look like. And I'm going to just start here real quick just because we do things a bit different than what we all do. We all do things different. But how do we start our day, babe?
Well, the first thing we do is we say the Pledge of Allegiance with the kids. And then after that, what we will normally do is we'll read scriptures. We're a religious family, and so we read scriptures, a chapter, and each person takes turns in reading it and help our kids learn how to read better as well. And then after that, we delve into personal development. Right now, we're learning about the genius of Leonardo da Vinci.
Hi, where's my...
Genius and how a person can apply
Marlon, quit.
Genius themselves.
Right. And part of that, we miss one thing. We do meditation. So
that's right.
just like in kindergarten. You know, you remember in traditional public schools they rolled out, I don't know if they still do it or not, but they rolled out either the mats or you brought your little towel and you laid down and you had some quiet time. We have our quiet time every morning, and we listen to Oprah and Deepak, and they put us, I posted the other day, sometimes it's full of giggles, and I get a little angry with them at the end and say, you're supposed to be listening. But it's teaching me to tune out my things in my environment that I am not supposed to focus on. So, but there's some days that they really get into it, and they really, it kind of just brings, I want them to learn to quiet their minds and be able to center themselves, and so that's a big part of our day. But the biggest part, like Ron mentioned, is that personal development study time. And what we do there is in the books we read, there's typically exercises that are involved in it, and they're writing journals, and they're doing a word of the day, expanding their vocabulary, and that's the biggest portion of our day is that personal development. And one time they had to write down 100 questions. I planned out for my day that day. I was trying to plan. See, I try to plan sometimes, and I planned out a couple hours for them to write 100 questions about life, about how do birds fly, whatever questions they have. It took them all day. It took them all day to do. We didn't do anything else that day. But so that, in those senses, I kind of have an idea of what we're going to cover, what we're going to do. So in some senses, we are homeschooling, I guess, in that way. But we kind of go with the flow. So we're unschooling, too. And we take care of, if something comes up and we want to do a field trip or, we belong, there's all kinds of groups. If you search out on Facebook and, online different things, there's groups you can get involved with of local other people in your communities that are doing the same thing. And they will put together activities. Some days it's art in the park, and some days they get together and go to the bounce houses or the roller skating and all kinds of stuff. So you get your social in, and you can actually just jump right into those groups. And so maybe one day we don't do anything but go roller skating or go to the bounce house, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't follow a set per se schedule. Another thing we use is Khan Academy for our math and for science and history. We do that. We use Spelling City for vocabulary spelling type stuff. But we're not rigid. We're not real rigid about it. And in fact, we do the Khan Academy stuff, except for the math, because the kids are on different levels. We do it together, though. We sit down and we watch those videos, science and history. We watch them together. So our 9-year-old is. Oh, we forgot to say about our kids.
Yeah, 9-year-old.
So
9-year-old daughter.
We have 4 kids, right?
We have 4 kids. A 12-year-old Savannah, and Rosemary is 10, and Alexis is 9. And then RJ, our boy, he's 5. We have ABC Mouse, which is a great curriculum for him. And then, like Kimberly said, in science and history, we're actually learning all of those together, and also our language program.
Yes, we can't leave that out. We have access through OneSpeak to over 80 different languages, and we're learning together as a family. Well, my husband spent 2 years in Spain, so he's helping us along too. But
that was 25 years ago, so I'm relearning actually. But
we're learning Castilian Spanish as a family because we do want to go back to Spain and other places as well. We'll add other languages, but we have access. It's amazing. You don't have ability to teach your family foreign language, because that's something that Leonardo da Vinci really touched on. He taught himself Latin when he was over 40 years old. So you can teach an old dog new tricks, and if you want to learn a new language, it's highly recommended. It does things to your brain. It makes you really think, and it's really important. So get a hold of anyone on the panel or anyone that invited you to this awesome hangout and ask them about OneSpeak.
It actually is the same curriculum that the U.S. military uses for teaching their agents as well, those who are in the military. So it's a very affordable program, but it's very, very powerful in the way it teaches you how to learn a different language.
So that's how our typical, untypical day pretty much runs out. All right, let's move it over to Zabalina and share with us what a day in the Vargas household might look like.
Oh boy, a day in the Vargas household. Well, we just got over our summer, so really we haven't really done anything as far as any type of curriculum or anything like that. We took the unschooling approach only because, when I began to homeschool the kids, I really thought that my homeschooling day had to be set up exactly like just like regular school. I thought, okay, for 6 hours we have to sit there and do work. And I think I've purchased maybe 4 different types of curriculums and spend a lot of money on each of them. And, one of the curriculums I really liked for maybe 2 of my kids, and it didn't work for the older one. And then we tried switching a curriculum for her, and it just wasn't working. So, okay, it was just it was like pulling teeth. Get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. And it just didn't seem natural to me, and it was very frustrating. There was a lot of arguments. Oh, blah, 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 I don't want to do, and da-da-da, and I don't like, and there's a lot of arguments. So it wasn't until I met a friend that she actually was unschooling. And I'm like, what the heck is an unschooling? And she explained to me what it was. It's more along the lines of just a more natural approach to learning. I mean, kids learn all day long, every day. It's just a more directed approach, like, what is your child like doing? There's my 17-year-old. Hey, 17-year-old, what do they do all day? What's a typical day? Eat. Hang out and eat and talk. That's our typical day. And just pursue your passions and your dreams, and everything that I have learned from personal development, I'm really focused in instilling this in them. I'm really big on letting them know to be involved with, like, you know, we go to an awesome church. It's called Hillsong in New York City, and it's not like a traditional church at all. They've got a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, our thing is just really helping them mold and allowing them to understand that your dreams matter, your passions matter, and what you want to do really does matter. So this year, it's actually pretty funny because we've empowered our children so much that now they're not afraid of anything. I mean, so much so that they're like, we're going to tackle on the school system if we want to. My 14-year-old was suggesting that he wanted to. He said, Mom, I want to go to public school. I just want to go, and I want to see what it's all about, and, you know, I want to see if it's for me. If it's for me, if it's not, it's not, you know. So it's, okay, cool. And we also gave him the option and said, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's cool, but we also have this. I believe in co-oping. Co-oping is when all the parents get together. It can be anywhere from, like, you know, a really enriched education co-op. For example, they have all the textbooks, and they have like a typical 8 in the morning to 3 p.m. school day, which is really quite cool if that's something that you're looking for. Like Kimberly was saying, you can go on Yahoo groups. You can just Google it, local co-op, you know, local homeschooling co-op. That's really good too. So we tried that. We tried that last year, and that was really good for our family as well. So I'm sorry, y'all. See, a typical day in the homeschooling family is you got all kinds of stuff going on here. You got phones ringing. You got sales going on. You got children talking. You got all kinds of cool things. You know, internet on, TV blasting. Just an awesome day. So, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know. This year, we're just really thinking about it. We're probably going to go ahead and do a co-op this year. You know, piano lessons is definitely in the works. My kids are very musically inclined, like they got music running through their veins, so that's something that I love to cultivate in them. You know, that's definitely worth the investment. My 17-year-old is going to be doing a dual enrollment into a community college, so that's pretty cool. You know, she's a high schooler, and she's going to be in college. She's going to be taking all of those credits, so she's going to just take those credits and transfer them over to a university if that's what she decides to do. So that's something that we're focused on this year. A lot going on in that sense. So you may not see me around as much on Facebook because I've got the college. I'm probably going to be doing the co-op. So, you know, that's what the Vargas family does. You know.
Awesome. Yeah, you're just going with the flow, right?
Exactly. That's what we do. No, seriously. You know, we just go with the flow, and that's what works for us. You know, we trust our children. We trust what they want, and you know, we honor their desires, even though it hurts me. You know, as a parent, you're just like, oh, I really wouldn't want you going to public school, only because I don't know. There's just, we can get into that a little later. Some people may agree, some people may disagree, but you know, again, like I said, we've empowered them so much that who knows what's going to happen in public school. They may just excel. They may be, you know, they may become the teacher's pet. Who knows? Because they know how to think for themselves. So I'm excited about that. We'll see what's going to happen with that.
Well, and Zabelina, they may drive their teachers crazy too, because we teach them about asking questions, right? We teach them questions.
Yeah, I'm expecting a few phone calls. I really am. I'm expecting a few phone calls. You know, it's going to be very interesting. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely going to. We're in a new chapter in our lives, and it's a little scary because you don't know what to expect. You know, I'm all over the homeschool forums asking questions and unschool forums asking questions, and these are just things that happen. You know, when you focus on your children and you empower them and you teach them and you just pour into them, man, they become like little adults. It's like a little adult going into public school. You know, not everybody's going to like that or agree with how they think, but it is what it is. You know, you're creating leaders, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, and I love that you mentioned that, because it really is about teaching our kids to think for themselves and teaching them to not accept what's normal. And you know, if you want to accept what's normal, I mean that's a choice. You have that choice, right? But to be the leader, to be the one that stands out, to not be afraid to do something different and not be normal. All right, Michelle, take it away. What's normal and not normal in your household?
Oh my gosh. There's absolutely nothing normal in the Leith household, that's for sure. I am so glad. See, this is part of why I'm so glad that to be connected with you guys and to be learning the different things. I mean, we found ABC.com probably a little over a year ago. So, like you guys were saying, for your youngest, that that he was on there. Well, Jackie has already started that one too, and I absolutely love it. She loves it. She loves the videos and stuff, and I love how they even their teaching philosophy is don't force them into going through every single step if that's not what they want to. If they want to do a certain thing and keep doing it and doing it over, let them, because that is what helps to to actually each individual child. But then I find the more she does and the repetition, then she gets curious and she wants to go to the next one and she wants to try the different things. And so it's really exciting learning about all this. And I also have been checking into the K10, some the more of the virtual and stuff while we're getting started. But I'm loving getting to know more about you guys with the unschooling, because that to me almost seems more so even for our lives and what we're doing. We're always busy. We're always doing different things. We tend to be on the road a lot, but we're one of those ones that even if we're on the road, we see the historic stuff and we actually stop. My husband he's such a sweetheart because he will stop so I can get the picture of it. He will stop so I can get the pictures of what it is, depending if it's someplace that we can actually stop and go at the time. We will, and we'll get pictures of like him and Jackie standing in front of it and all that kind of stuff. And then we dive into the history of it, and that part of it's been really cool because it does, and especially like down here in the South, you get into a lot of the stuff from the wars from before and all the plantations and all the different, and so it really ties into a lot of what I even remember from public school, but we never got to learn enough of it because there wasn't enough time. So it's like, going through that whole process of watching the kids that we have that have all been through public school and then watching there's so much more that we can do with Jackie with the homeschool. This absolutely is the best decision that we ever decided to make. It's just a shame that the other kids actually didn't do that part of it too, because they're all, grown and gone, and the last one just graduated. So it's like, wow, it's just the things that they have, and then the socialize. I mean, because I've heard some of that. I've heard where people are like, well, but they're not socializing. Well, yeah, actually they do. They see more people being out in the world, going to these different places, and they're interacting with everything from the younger kids to the bigger kids to the adults. And I know I've actually had a few people that have actually stopped me and said something because of the fact of Jackie, even at 4 years old, the way she talks, the way her sentences, everything that she does, it's not your typical 4-year-old. You would think that she was like 5 or 6 or something like that because she has been around people, and we definitely, Zabalina, I'm all about, the personal development. That's one of the biggest things. I mean, we come from broken families, and my husband and I merged 2 families together, and watching all the kids and the different self-esteem levels and everything else, and I've always been one for trying to boost their self-esteem. So the personal development, that's probably the biggest thing to me in teaching these kids that I don't care what Joe Blow down the street said about you. Is that how you feel? Forget it. That's not. They're not going to be in your life tomorrow, or they're not going to be in your life 5 years from now, or they're not going to be part of it. So don't let something that somebody that's not in your box affect you, So the personal development, absolutely. So I love to hear the curriculum that Ron and Kimberly are doing absolutely. Also, too, the one speak. I like that. That is a great idea for interesting to doing the different language, because I know friends on TV, because I try to stick to teaching programs that Jackie does, and she loves, of course, watching like Dora and stuff like that, which Dora incorporates the Spanish and the English and the whole bit. So what a wonderful way to turn around and then incorporate that into it too. So that's a great idea. So I am just so blessed to be here and be learning all this, and to know which, as we get into it deeper, to then know the options and the routes to definitely have Jackie be in that position to be, where she needs to be as we go through this. So thank you, guys.
You're welcome, Michelle.
Welcome.
Yes, and it does. It really helps. Just with one speak, you're not just reading it, and you actually are reading it and you're speaking it. You speak it into the microphone and record yourself. And we take turns. Each kid gets their turn to record themselves in the microphone, and they write it. We write down the words, and we go through it all together. And it's just awesome, because they've started in our everyday language now. They'll start saying the Spanish words, and that's part of it too, is incorporating it into our daily language. Of instead of saying "see you later," it's "hasta luego" and all those kind of things. So they're doing it more and more, so that it's becoming more familiar to them, and it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. Which leads us to the fact that we are all unique on this panel in another way, and I believe Alicia must have gotten knocked off by the tech gremlins again. So if she pops back on, we'll jump to her. Or is she there, Alicia? On my screen, I don't see her. Okay, so we are unique in the fact that not only do we homeschool our kids, we work from home too. So we have businesses that we do from home, and we get to build those from home and on the road and wherever we may be as well, and we actually juggle all that together. Now, Zabalina, how is it that you juggle your business and homeschooling your kids? How does that work?
Well, there's Alicia. She popped back on. I would love for her to share.
I have actually been. I just put out my camera so that I could move around, because I've been jumping up and down as I'm paying attention to everything here.
All right. Well, Alicia, do you want to share a little bit about what your typical or not typical days like?
I can do that. Not typical. Yes, I have my own business. I am a massage therapist, and I have an office space. My child that is homeschooling now, I come in and out and try to keep him on task to some degree. And if we can't keep up with the curriculum, then we make it up later. That's because I'm using the curriculum, but I do much prefer the unschooling ideal. I really do, which is what we're probably going to end up going towards. It's just a matter of bringing it to the point where, because he was in the school system, so he's used to that structure. I have to bring him into learning while he's living life, basically. Like I said, I'm in and out. I go to an appointment, I come back, and I check with the kids, and my schedule has fluctuated so many times over the last couple years. Let's see. I try to get him started, as far as school stuff, I try to get him started when his sister goes to school. She goes on the bus around 8 o'clock. I try to get him started right around that same time, and trying to keep him focused. It's not always easy, just because I'm trying to follow somebody else's curriculum. But it's there's been a lot going on. Life changes, and that feeling is what I'm looking for. I think who was it that was saying about, I can't see your name. just having life happen, and everybody's in and out doing their own thing. That's really what I'm trying to get going with the family and all of that. But there's so many changes, it's hard to do. So right now, I guess I'm looking for a little bit of support to be able to keep doing this.
Well, you've come to the right place, Alicia, and it sounds like you've got your business, so you are juggling, you're doing it all, and that's kind of how it works, is coming in and out and working around different schedules and all of that put together.
Yeah.
It definitely it is a juggling act sometimes. It's spinning all the plates and keeping them going and not letting one drop when you're busy focusing on another one. All right.
That and I'm also a single mother, so it makes it harder in that aspect. I don't have someone else helping, but
yeah, kudos to you, girl, because my husband is my rock for sure, and we sometimes refer to him as the principal. I'm going to turn you into the principal if you don't start doing what you need to do. Yeah, I give you kudos because trying to be both and business owner as well. So yeah, kudos to Alicia. All right, Zavalita, how do you keep your plate spinning?
How do I keep my plate spinning in terms of like the business?
Right.
Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, being this summer has really actually the fact that okay, so check this out, right? I mean, income disclosure, you can go to wakeupnow.com/IDS. So this summer was a great summer for me because I went from making $600 a month to making $2,500 a month. And, I really hit it hard, guys. I really hit it hard. I hit the business really hard. I mean, not so hard where it's just, oh my God, it's exhausting and I'm about to die. However, last year, I'll tell you what, last year, we because of the economy and all these things that were happening, I mean, we got hit hard. And it was so bad that our cars were repossessed and everything. And we live in New Jersey. That's like right next door to New York. So, I mean, a little apartment here is going to cost you probably $1,500. We've got an entire townhouse that we rent. So you can only imagine what our rent is. So, my husband works full-time, 12, 13, 14 hours a day. Very grateful for that man's job. He's a manager at a Honda dealership. And, I mean, he's just a wonderful employee. And a wonderful boss. However, I don't see him. My kids, we barely get to see him. He has 2 days off of the week, and those 2 days were running errands. Didn't have the cars. It was a tough season for us last year. And I knew, and I said, you know what, I got to do something. I want to homeschool my kids, or I want to be home with my kids. I want to just continue raising them. So I need to do something, man. And I got into online marketing, and I met my friends. That's why I met all of you guys, and we started an amazing team build. We started an amazing. We locked arms with an amazing company that provides pretty much everything that you could possibly think of in terms of being a family. You shop online, we've got that. You take dietary supplements, we've got that. You want legal services, we've got that. We've got a medical doctor that is right on hand, through your phone. We've got that. Vacation packages, we've got that, so that you can enrich your homeschooling lives, take your kids out for adventures, and not have to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, we've got vacation packages to Cancun from $400, 7 days. It's something that'll probably cost you $2,000–$3,000. We've got it for $300–$400 with our vacation packages. So many things. You need energy to keep up with your family. We've got natural energy drinks. We've got it all. We've got it all. So I was just like, you know what? This is it. We've hit the jackpot here. I'm gonna focus on this, and I did. And I mean, the simple fact that our company has made it so easy for us to build. You don't have to go talking to 100 people. You only need 3 people to pretty much have a free empire. You know, once you have 3 people under you, that's it. Your membership is free, and they just focus on their 3. You have a small team of 12 people that want to save, manage, and make money. You've got $600 a month coming in residual income. You don't have to be a marketer. You don't have to be a super salesperson. You just gotta know that you want it. And I knew that I wanted it. I knew that I wanted money coming in, residual income. I knew that I wanted not a job, but something that I can come home to and do it through my computer, to be able to be home with my kids. And I'm doing it, and let me tell you, it's just been a blessing. So how do I juggle it? If you want it, you got it. If you want it that bad, you got it. You know what I mean? God will give you all of the strength. I can do all things with God who strengthens me. So, that's how I'm doing it. I love it. I mean, there's no reason why not to do it. We've got an awesome team. We've got amazing people everywhere. Everything from homeschoolers to, people who are tax accountants who see the benefit in all of this. TaxBot is another app that we have. I can keep on going with this, y'all. I can keep going.
That's you preach it, Lena. You are excited, and we're all excited. But wow, you kind of did it all in a nutshell. And I like to say too, we have the umbrella that covers everything. Wow, we just have it. We really do. We have everything under one umbrella, and included in that too is the One Speak we were talking about. There's just so much. There's so much that we have. Everything under one umbrella. We're covered. We got it. And it makes it so much simpler for families because we don't have to go out and search out for all these other products that we need to help us. We have it right in one spot. All right, Michelle, how do you manage it all, spin your plates and run your business, teach your kids, do all the good stuff?
Oh, I know it does. It makes it sound like it's such hectic, crazy schedules, but it really, I guess, to a degree, it's not. I mean, yes, we are all busy. Yes, we are all doing different things. But that is the wonderful part of, especially even doing the homeschooling, unschooling type thing. It gives us that little bit more flexibility to work around absolutely everything that's going on. Because, I like you guys in Zabalina, I got into the marketing aspect of working from home. I have a C5 spinal cord injury, which disability, you can't live off disability. I'm sorry. You get everybody and their brother going, oh my gosh, I want to get disability. I want to get on disability. Well, it doesn't pay you enough to survive, and I'm sorry, I want more than that. I don't want to just survive. I want to be able to travel. I want to do the different things. I want, the different things that people want in life. You want to be able to go to these places and not just see them, but actually into these places and be part of it. So I love the fact of doing the marketing. I love the fact of the amazing groups and teams that you build within different markets, and it's just so exciting, and the tools that you get within the different, I mean, you guys touched on it, between the tax bot, between the different things that make things as entrepreneurs just so much easier to keep everything under control, and the different apps and different things that we have within even just one place. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And I mean, I get up in the morning and do a lot of my marketing before everybody is even up. And then there's certain things that you can do, that you can set, that while you're sleeping, it keeps going. And different places, between the blogs and the videos, and once you start getting yourself out there, and once you start getting the things out there, it makes it so much easier that you kind of end up almost on autopilot. So there's so many things that we can do, and we can still be teaching the kids, but what we just did 2 hours ago is working for us while we are now with the kids and doing what we need to do. So that's my household. I squeeze it in during the day. My husband's tractor trailer driver. Right now he's hauling logs and equipment and stuff, and same thing. We don't see him a lot. We miss him. The weekends, you might get one day out of the weekend, 2 days, depending on what's going on. And, I on the same end, I've been working hard and hustling to get up there so that my goal eventually is to bring him home, and be like Ron and Kimberly, to where we are. This is something that we will eventually be doing together. It won't be just me, doing that aspect of it. I mean, he likes and shares and comments and does everything he can to boost everything that I am, everything that I'm part of, everything that I do. So I couldn't ask for a better support system. And, I mean, of all the times in my life that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, and with the help of amazing people, we get it all done, and we learn the different things, and we tweak things, and if we don't know something, we have support systems to go ask so we can figure out. Kimberly and I were talking about that yesterday, because there's things that we're doing now that we want to learn. Okay, how do we now go to this next step, or how do we change this to do this? So, exciting times. I'm so excited in what the rest of 2014 has to bring, and can't wait to see what the rest of it comes afterwards.
I love it. And you know what I found that I've just listened in all of your statements, from your whys, why you're doing this, to bring dad's home, to have your time with your family, to be able to travel, to be able to manage your life just a little bit better. All of these things are the reasons why we do what we do. And that's so key. It's so vital. You have to have a why that will make you cry if you're going to be able to do homeschooling and or a home business, because there's going to be challenges throughout the way, no matter what happens. Just like Alicia was mentioning, you have those challenges where you're not sure if you can do this, and you need that support, you need that structure. Your why is part of that support. Writing down your why. Why do I homeschool? Why am I doing this? Or unschool or virtual school, whatever. Why did we choose to do this? What are my reasons? And when it comes to business, what do I want to ultimately get from this? I mean, everyone wants more money. That's not it. That's not it. What will the money do? What will the money bring to us? All right, babe. How do we juggle it? I know we incorporate our business and school all the time.
Yeah, we do. And the one thing that I want to point out is that we've aligned with a company that we come from a traditional business background. We've been in networking for close to 16, 17 years together, and we actually met in this business as well. At least we knew each other previously in the industry, but we met in the industry. And but the thing is that in traditional business, it costs literally thousands of dollars to start a business, and also we had about a $10,000 a month nut we had to crack, meaning that was our overhead, just in on the start we had. So to be able to get started in a business for about the cost of a nice weekend, maybe about $150, and be able to share it with some other people with some with products that if you just share the products and the person uses them, they're going to save more money just using the products than it costs them to have them. When you have something like that, you have something that's of huge value for people and can create a tremendous difference in someone's life. So one of the things that we do is we try to teach our kids about our business, so that they're involved in our business. We ask them to help us with marketing, Facebook, and and teach them. We have a daughter that's learned how to do a Facebook fan page that's continuing to increase in exposure and popularity, and those types of things. So that's one of the ways that we incorporate our business in school. So
all right. Well, we've shared a lot of information with you today and a lot of your time, and we appreciate you listening in to us. So ladies that are here with us on the panel, what are your parting words for those, besides for definitely click the link below, find out really what we're all about. The person who invited you, they're connected to that button below, and they want to share with you the importance of what it is that we're doing and exactly what we have and exactly how that's going to get your family on a the freedom to accomplish those whys in your life. That's my parting words. Zabalina, what are your parting words today?
Well, my parting words, let's see. I'm excited for this hangout because this is just the beginning. I know that this year is going to hold so much for us. There's so many homeschoolers and, just unconventional schoolers that are going to be watching this because they need the support. Not only do they need the support to continue on just tackling on the huge task of homeschooling their families, but also, even gaining the courage to even start their own business. If that's you, let me tell you that you can continue to watch us for an entire year, but your time is now. Your time is now. If I would not have started 6 months ago, I wouldn't be where I am today. My family has grown from this. My marriage has bettered because of this industry. It's just been absolutely amazing. Homeschooling and owning your own business and having that freedom to be able to do what you want with your children and having the money coming in has just been a blessing. It has been such a blessing. Is it possible? It's very possible. Is it doable? It's very doable. Do you have to have all of these, like, be a charismatic person to do this? No, you don't. You just have to be real. You just have to have a why, and that's what I have to tell you today. Thank you so much for watching us. I appreciate you being here, and I'm excited for you to be here next week. I'm excited to even have you on the panel as well. We would love to have you. Thank you.
Exactly. All right, Michelle, parting words for today.
Wow, how am I supposed to top that, Come on, Zabalina just, she's so great at just really wrapping it all up. And I guess the biggest thing I'd have to say is, the more people that we get to get the exposure, that get to come in and they realize that there are people for support. We love meeting new people, can't wait to have new people coming in and hearing the stories and hearing the different ideas that we can all swap and do everything. And if you have any fears, drop them. Drop the fears, take the chance, go for it, because unless you actually take that chance, you'll never find out. And you couldn't be with a better group of people that are here to make sure that you'll always get the love, the support, and anything else you need. And if they don't know, we will all find out, and somebody will know, and you'll be able to figure it out and do it, so you'll never be left in the dark. So that would be my biggest thing, is just, take that chance and click the button below.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Alicia, parting words today.
Parting words. Zabalina actually did a really, really good job. Knowing your why, knowing what you want to accomplish, that is really what we're doing. And I have a suggestion of a book suggestion. I happen to read this one on my phone. The only book I've ever read on my phone is The Book of Why. So you can find it. It's a really good book, and I'm going to give that as a suggestion for anybody out there that might be interested in everything that we're talking about here. I don't remember the author's name, but you can find it. Life is good. So let's just make life wonderful, That's about what it comes down to.
Thank you, Alicia. And I appreciate the panel. I appreciate those watching us. Click the link below, find out more about us and what we're all about. And, next week, tune in. We will be on time. I'm going to have another aspect of our business is One Protect, and they're going to be going through my computer and fixing my tech gremlins. So that's another great reason to click the link below, because you probably have some gremlins too. So let's get rid of the gremlins and be on the right page, and join us next week. Thank you, and make it a terrific week.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you for